What is up, guys? My name is Bryce Pruitt. This is the M1 Journey, and welcome to the channel. Hey, what is up, guys? What a Monday we are having. Last check, with about an hour left in the trading day, the Dow is up over 700 points. The Nasdaq's a little bit below 400 points, and the S&P is hanging right around 100 points up. So a very, very green day all around, which in my opinion was at least a little bit surprising considering the uncertainty and volatility we saw last week. We saw a little bit of a slide in many of the sectors, but today it's really bounced back much stronger than I would have foreseen or maybe even would have liked. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a drop, just to pick up some more of my favorite companies on a little bit of value or a bargain. But can't complain about a green day where you're making money, so we'll kind of keep an eye on it and see what happens. I would expect maybe some more volatility to continue throughout the week, but it is the start of a new month. February is over, so maybe March will be a little bit more steady, and we'll get back to the just steady increases we saw throughout December and January. Of course, guys, though, if you did follow my social media pages, you did see that I made some pretty exciting moves concerning my portfolios, made some sells as well as some purchases, so we will cover that later. And then, as I just mentioned them, if you don't follow me at my social media pages, they can be followed at bpruitt_YT on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And then on Facebook, you can just search my name, Bryce Pruitt, as well as the handle at bpruitt_YT. So check that out if you haven't already. And then, of course, guys, the other news that I want to share with you is I have decided to extend the deadline on my Walmart gift card raffle. It was originally supposed to end this Wednesday, March 4th, but I have decided to give people more of a chance to enter and get their names in, so I will be extending another week to March 11th. That will be the final cutoff date, and the raffle will actually take place, and a winner will be drawn on March 12th. So if you haven't seen already, check out those pages, get that information, get entered, and get a chance to win a $25 Walmart gift card. So a little bit of a reward to you guys for being such good viewers of the channel and to kind of spread the word. So check that out if you haven't already. So before we get into the portfolios, guys, of course, like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos and enjoy my content. Just helps you guys stay up to date with everything I am doing when I put out videos. If you're already subscribed, you would have seen that I put out a video last Thursday about how to know when to buy different stocks when they are down, different strategies you can use to implement for your own investment portfolios to help you, specifically buy the dip. So check that out if you haven't done so yet. And then, of course, I'm going to make my disclaimer. I am just 21 years old. I am not an expert. I just do this for your guys' entertainment as a hobby for myself. So please do your own due diligence and research before making any investment or money decisions. So I just feel like saying that right off the top. So let's get into the portfolios. Okay, guys, so as we switch over to M1 Finance here, we can immediately see that we're still up almost 26% all time on this portfolio since July 2nd. So still doing very, very well there. Today, of course, as I said earlier, has been a crazy day. I'm up over 2% on the day alone. Been a while since I've seen anything this large in a single day increase. For the week, though, we are just barely even, just a few dollars above, because like I said, most of last week was a little bit of a slide. But for the month, though, we are still up pretty handily, about 5%. And then for the quarter, still looking good, up almost $1,400. So, like I said, pretty volatile week. We were down, but then today we made up almost all of those losses, almost plus some. So, been a little bit hit and miss. The winner of the week actually is a back-to-back winner, same as last week. It was ExxonMobil. Exxon had another great week on the backs of rising crude oil prices. So over last week, Exxon was up a little bit over 4%, as well as enterprise Partners was also up about 4%. So that was good to see. And then the loser of the week, of course, if you follow my social media accounts, was something I was very, very disappointed in, and that was Workhorse. So Workhorse, I don't have a very big position here in this account, but in my other account I have a much larger position. So this was very disappointing to see. They did not win the USPS contract like I and many, many other people thought that they were. So we'll kind of see what's going to happen there. Just something to keep an eye on. And then here, of course, you can see one of the first big moves that I am making as of tomorrow. I am removing Boeing from this portfolio and subbing in Lemonade. Nothing against Boeing. Boeing just hasn't really moved too much for me, and with the uncertainty with these kind of plane problems they've been having recently with the Boeing 777, as well as some of their other issues within the company, just they don't look as attractive as they did when I first added them to this portfolio. So I'm going to take my very minimal gains and sub in something that I believe over the long haul will do very well, and that is Lemonade. For those of you who do not know, Lemonade is a digital insurance and finance company. They IPO'd last summer, I believe. I want to say it was in last July. Yeah, actually July 2nd. So same day I joined M1 Finance. So yeah, they've done very well. They might be a little bit overpriced, but they do report earnings at the close of today's trading session. So we'll see how that does for them. But Lemonade's definitely one that I plan to add to for a while. Just kind of want to play around with it, see what happens. As far as other moves in my portfolio, see, today was also my monthly deposit into this portfolio, as well as I made an extra deposit last week when we did see that market slide. So just trying to beef up this portfolio a little bit, since it is more of an aggressive, volatile portfolio. It's been a little bit more susceptible to some of the ups and downs we've seen in the market. So just want to be a little bit preemptive in that. So we'll go over here to my Roth IRA, where I didn't really have too much going on there. Of course, still the same old holdings. And then as well as I made an extra deposit here as well. So last Monday I talked about my bi-weekly deposit. Well, last week, just like my aggressive portfolio, I made an extra deposit here, just trying to beef up these positions when I can get them at cheaper prices. And then lastly, my long-term portfolio was fairly active week. Started here, made an extra deposit, and I did decide to sell a position, which was McDonald's. I completely closed out of that holding. So nothing really too personal about McDonald's. I just have more attractive buys elsewhere. I know with McDonald's we've seen a little bit of declining growth and revenue, so something to keep a watchful eye on there. I do know, of course, with McDonald's, you're not really buying a hamburger business, you're buying a real estate empire. I am very well conscious of that, but I just think at this current time, McDonald's is kind of plateaued to some degree in what they could bring to the table. I don't see them really expanding their business too much with the shift in society towards more health-centric foods. So I used the profits in that to add these positions, like Costco specifically, and then Procter Gamble was the big one. So I'll show you what I did with Procter Gamble. I actually moved them into where McDonald's was in my portfolio. They were here in the growth with consumer staples, and now that is just Target. So I removed them from there and added them to consumer staples in my dividends, where they really should have been the whole time. I don't know why I added Procter Gamble to my growth pie, but that was an oversight on my part, but it is corrected now. So just another thing that I did this week. As you can see here, I have my bi-weekly deposit just ready to go in my cash balance. Today, obviously being so green, was not a great buying opportunity, so I've not used that yet. So we will kind of see what happens tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. I'm likely I will put this towards some of my down positions to dollar cost average my way into better holdings. So again, I'll let you guys know as I'm doing that and when I'm doing that. So we'll talk about that next week, whatever I decide to do, or if I decide to do anything. And then lastly, my last move of the week was I had an extra deposit of $50 and I put it towards AT&T. It says 60 here because I had $10 in dividend cash just waiting to be invested. So I used that to buy some AT&T. I was encouraged by their big move last week to decide to spin off DirecTV out of AT&T and into its own company. I think that was a great move for their longevity. So I thought it'd be a good time to pick up a couple shares of AT&T and see how that does over the long haul. So that kind of wraps up all my moves of the week. The only dividend I had last week was, of course, my monthly SBHD dividend. So nothing too crazy there on the dividend front. March will be a much better month for that. So guys, that's going to pretty well wrap things up for this video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and drop a like on it, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so. And then lastly, if you would like to sign up on M1 Finance, feel free to do so using my link down in the description. Now that it's March, the promotion for February has ended, and you will go back to getting the normal $10 referral bonus for using my link when you create an account and make your first deposit. So check that out for more details. Of course, guys, I'll be making my video on Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on Thursday.